The Depth to Delve Deep by Rote Writer. Chapter 27. The Path. Every day Rote goes for a walk working out possibilities. There are none. He's marooned on foreign soil with no work permit. Any possibility to work his way out is denied. Denied access to all and any public funds, social or otherwise, as seen stamped on his passport. A true charity case if there ever was one. He's become a bum, with life's basics covered along with his constant companion, tobacco. He has nothing to worry about, like being a teenager living at home with a few rules and regulations, but beyond that, free to do whatever. In other words, he's a pauper in paradise, immersed more than most into another culture and country as he's always dreamed, though not in this manner. The week after his arrival, he finds his last payment check for 84 quid clears, leaving him with plenty of pounds to purchase tobacco for quite a while. The price is a mere pittance. Without worry for now, he wanders around Edinburgh and area. He's already seen most of it, but as he befriends the folks at the convent who are from Edinburgh, a new path evolves each day, and a new sight is sought and seen. One day, during his first week at the convent, Rote goes to a college where the term TESOL course is taught. He believes this to be the possible way out with a job teaching English as a second language elsewhere in Europe. He heads there via a path plotted by a fellow from the convent. The painstakingly plotted path might as well have been posted on parchment. For upon pursuing it, he ends up lost, having to forge his own. After the first wrong turn along the way, the wanderer winds his way this way and that way, using both the castle on the volcanic ridge as one beacon and another volcanic mound known as Arthur's Seat as the other. With the general direction known, the rover ends up forfeiting any formulated footpath after leaving the plotted path along the winding river. He supposes it leads to an unmistakable intersection of paths. It doesn't, as far as he can see. Day after day he determines to not take the prescribed path. Not because he's being stubborn. No. And so it turns into a week's worth of trial and error. Had there been a real sign and not an imaginary one, maybe the rambler would have found his way sooner. Rote later finds out there's a sign and he's the one imagining an impasse. He takes the wrong turn, though all the while thinking it must be the path plotter's fault. His friend at the convent, charting the course for him, lets him know more than once that upon arriving at this particular intersection, a choice is to be made. Take the path running perpendicular to the perceived point of progress, or, as Rote does daily during his first week of walking to and from the college, continue along the presumed path and continue believing he's correct. In doing so, he continually adds 2 if not 3 more hours to an already fairly decent hike. This becomes his mantra, the impasse, beaten by perception. Every time he bypasses the prescribed path, precisely the intersection he's supposed to proceed down, he shuns it stupidly as incorrect. The path seems to go completely in the opposite direction of where he presumes he should be heading. He's wrong. For if he were to take it, he will see the path only seems to be heading in the wrong direction. Rote's rendered retarded by an optical illusion. If he takes the path, he will realize it bisects the 2 main paths and leads unfettered with forks in the road straight to the college. The path he persists on often leads to nowhere. Ah, the stubbornness. Obstinate though he is, he loves long walks, forced or otherwise. The first week's many wrong turns take him through many places he would not have necessarily navigated. Like the day he cautiously determines his way to the college by cutting through Edinburgh's Royal Botanic Gardens. It has the same guarded entrances like at Inverleith Row. Inside, walking around the grounds, many a tree and plant are found. Also, there are 11 glasshouses filled with tropical flora. After abounding in what's found, Rote carries on through, bypassing busy streets, until he finds himself in a large park promenaded from one end to the other. On the right side of it, Rote can see a college, but he's unsure if it's the one he's looking for. Nonetheless, he walks up through the gates and into its grand grounds, all the while imagining he's entering the famous children's books manor, Hogwarts of Harry Potter fame, imprinted in many minds by the means of the books and subsequent movies. The college is feted as Fettes. It's a private one for the privileged. After he speaks with the receptionist, he finds the current Prime Minister of Great Britain, Tony Blair, who was born in Edinburgh, attends the college. This college is known to be a breeding ground for future Freemasons in the Order of de Molay for boys and the Order of Job's Daughters for girls. Rote suspects the Boy Scouts and Girl Guides of Britain are born, bred, and well fed. Rote backs out. Rote walks back out and down the grand entrance grounds, then winds back into the large park with promenade. Just ahead of him, he sees this woman walking her dog. He catches up with her midway through the park promenade and makes a pass at her pooch. It's a strange-looking canine, so he asks the woman what breed it is. He guesses it's a cross between an Irish wolfhound and a greyhound, or whippet. It's a lurcher, a breed he's never heard of before, and wanting to be a dog breeder as a child, is taken both by the lurcher and the woman. The woman is quite beautiful in an exotic way. He lets her know with his eyes as they begin to talk. They talk about this and that, letting each other know a bit about themselves. She can tell he's not from Scotland by his accent, in the same way he can tell the woman isn't originally from Scotland. She comes from the Seychelles Islands, though she's lived in Edinburgh for a few years. She knows he's a bit lost in his search for the particular college. She lets him know her home is right beside the college he's looking for, and if he likes, she can give him a ride over. She's heading that way anyway. Settled, they go through the park talking some more when they're equally startled upon seeing a swan stuck in the meridian of the busy street their car is parked on. The meridian is just a painted line. Fortunately, the swan lands plumb smack dab on the line. It's been hit by an oncoming car. They both rush to the swan, stopping oncoming traffic from both ways, coaxing the swan out of its shock and into movement, back towards the pond where the birds of feather are sticking together. The swan hobbles across the street and into the park. The two continue to coax and coerce the creature until it's amongst its own kind. As they walk back to her car, they hope the shock will wear off their feathered friend, but not the memory. For as this woman emanating the exotic eminence equivalent to a queen eloquently explains, the frequency of this happening for these low-flying birds at the start of their respective trajectory is often tragic. Smart. She likens it to a plane with not enough clearance after leaving the runway. Respectively, the swan swift soars stops short, for the pond's proximity to the passing cars often leaves them in peril. On the street, Rote lifts the hatch of the back of the car. The lurcher leaps in as they climb in the front seats and drive towards the college. They arrive 2 minutes later. Exiting the car, he says, "Thank you." They share a warm smile while probably sharing the same thoughts. What a wonderful encounter with a perfect stranger, brought together by a bird, perhaps by Providence, to protect the white swan.